Okay. Okay, everyone, we're fixing to get started. Welcome to the special meeting of the Otero County Commission on Friday, June 17th, 2022. I'm going to call this meeting to order. Can we get a roll call, please? Here.
Here. Here.
All right. Yes. I'd like to make a motion to approve the agenda. Can I get a second?
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All right, we're here today to discuss the certification of the canvass of the 2022 primary election, and I'm going to start it off with a few comments, and then I think Commissioner Matherly has some things he wants to say. And if Coy wants to say something, we'll do that also. This is a little long, and I'm sorry, it's hot in here, but this is kind of what led us to where we're at. The New Mexico legislature made significant changes. What? Oh, I'm sorry. Time out. Time out. Don't want to screw up. Okay, we've got to recess out of this meeting and go into the canvassing board meeting, correct? Yes. Okay. Now we're good to go? Make a motion. Make a motion? All right. Can I get a motion to go into the canvassing board?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, here we go. All right, the New Mexico legislature made significant changes to the election code in the past couple of years that many people were unaware or kept very quiet. NMSA 1-13-4. In 2018, NMSA 1-13-4 gave county commissions, canvassing boards, a lot of authority to oversee elections. The county canvassing board shall canvass the election returns by carefully examining such returns of each precinct to ascertain if they contain the properly executed certificates required by the election code, Chapter 1, NMSA 1978, and to ascertain whether any discrepancy, omission, or errors appeared on the face of the election returns. However, this apparently gave too much power to local county commissioners that were not under the thumb of the Democratic legislators. So in 2019, they amended the law to remove powers. NMSA 1-13-4 now says, the county clerk shall, A, prepare the report to the canvass of the election returns by carefully examining the returns of each precinct to ascertain if they contain the properly executed certificates required by the election code, and to ascertain whether any discrepancy, omission, or error appears on the face of the election returns, and B, present the report to the canvass to the county canvassing board for the board's consideration and approval. NMSA 1-13-13. Additionally, the legislature changed another section of the election code, NMSA 1-13-13, in 2018. The relevant portion of the code read as follows. 1-13-13, post-election duties, county canvassing board certifying results. A, the county canvassing board shall complete the canvass of returns and declare the results within 10 days from the date of the election. A county canvassing board in a county with more than 250,000 voters shall complete the canvass of the returns and declare the results within 13 days from the date of the election. However, in 2019, this section of the law was amended to state, Section 1-13-13, post-election duties, county canvassing board certifying results. A, the county canvassing board shall meet to approve the report of the canvass of the returns and declare the results no sooner than 6 days and no later than 10 days from the date of the election. A county canvassing board in a county with more than 150,000 voters shall meet to approve the report of the canvass of the returns and declare the results no sooner than 6 days and no later than 13 days from the date of the election. As you can see from the amendments made, the Democrats have removed the ability of the commission to check for errors, omissions, discrepancies, and remove the ability for the commission to decline to approve the results the commission has concerns with. Instead, the legislator mandated that all county commission canvassing boards approve vote results no matter how erroneous they may be. There is no option for canvassing boards to object to the results. We can ask questions, but even if we are not satisfied with the answers we receive, we must still approve the results. This was made clear by the New Mexico Supreme Court's recent mandate to the Commission. Because I took an oath to follow the law, I must do what the Supreme Court and the New Mexico legislature has compelled me to do. However, I will note for the record what my objections were and why I believe the results I am being forced to approve may not be valid. And I also want to state that a lot of our questions Robin has taken care of, and they have been legitimate votes, and the ones that we worried about the house that we knew about has been clarified, wrong address, and then I think you cleared up Josh Beasley's questions that he had, so those have been taken care of. Okay. On May 28, 2021, Maggie Talise Oliver issued a letter which states that New Mexico's voting systems are not certified in accordance with the United States Election Assistance Commission's most recent voting system guidelines. That is, New Mexico's voting systems were, as of that date, not in compliance with the most current standards required by the Election Commission. Presumably, the standards were updated to address security vulnerabilities or other weaknesses identified since the initial software release. I intended to consider whether the outdated or uncertified software at all compromised the election. Rather than provide the Commission with this information, Talise Oliver took the opportunity to accuse the Commission of being part of a conspiracy theory and threaten us with jail. In fact, my concerns have nothing at all to do with the 2020 presidential election or the results of that election, and are solely focused on whether any irregularities occurred during the 2022 primary elections in Otero County, New Mexico. In the election contest for District 2 County Commission seat, there appear to only be 11 votes separating the two candidates. And then I put in here, and this was before I had found out that we had cleared it up about the votes that we had thought had come from the House. So we've got that all cleared up. And so now, okay. Okay, the New Mexico Supreme Court, the Democrat-controlled New Mexico Legislature, and the Democrat-controlled Secretary of State, and the Attorney General will not allow us to withhold approval pending investigation into these issues. Instead, they are railroading this commission into rubber stamping approval under the threat of criminal charges in jail. I will be of no use to the residents of Otero County from jail or if I am removed from office. This is another example of why it's so important for citizens to stay aware of what the legislature is doing, especially now that they are allowed to meet in secret away from the public eye under the guise of COVID concerns. If you're upset with the legislature's decisions to eliminate the county commission's ability to validate elections results and withhold approval when those results are questioned, I urge you to reach out to the legislature and ask those questions yourself. I can think of no good reason why election results must be rubber stamped for approval, but perhaps the people you voted into the legislature can tell you.
Okay, I have just, Commissioner Markford hit on a bunch of the items that I had wrote down. Some of the stuff you always write stuff down when you're kind of in the heat of the moment, so I'm kind of retracting those a little. And thank you, Robin, for answering all the questions that you did. I appreciate that very much. And we're checking on all the other issues that we did have. I just want the election to be a trustworthy election. That's all I'm going for. Like Commissioner Markford said, this has nothing to do with the 2020 election. I'm wanting an election that I have faith in right now. And as of right now, we have no proven black and white facts that anything went wrong. Robin gives me no reason to believe that what she's telling me is the absolute truth until otherwise proven different. So,
Can I see the Okay.
So in this deal, I'm just going to kind of quit right there because the other thing I really can't do because it's going to hurt me badly is if I don't sign this ballot certified the primary, and that's all I'm doing, then all these people that worked on that election that were elected, the thousands and thousands of dollars that they spent, the miles they walked, knocking on doors, it'll all be for naught. And I can't do that to those people. Those people won the election fairly. So that's my stand right now.
May I say something? I would just like to say that that's how we feel as well in my office. We cross every T, dot every I. We do checks and balances on everything. I would definitely not bring to you anything.
Can I please comment as well?
Go ahead, Commissioner Griffin.
I I'd just like to start off by saying that I apologize that I'm not present in the meeting today because I know that this meeting is extremely important to very many people that are very concerned, like I am, and like Gerald and Vicki, like y'all are. So I apologize I'm not physically present, but I'd also like to say that it's really been an honor to stand with you and Gerald, Vicki, or Gerald, both of y'all, to this point. And I think that if this is as far as our audit goes, and as far as this move that we made, if this is as far as it goes, it's enough to prove how scared they are at the top of us auditing, doing a real audit on our elections. You know. All we wanted to do was look at the technology inside the Dominion machines to make sure that they don't have modems in them to hook to the internet, and we want to hand count the ballots, and those demands should be met, you know. So I mean, they're meager, they're not. What's the big deal about hand counting the ballots? You know, I mean, we're so controlled by state laws and by this threat from Maggie Toulouse and them. And I tell you another thing, y'all, by them saying that they would press felony charges against us if we voted not to certify the election, what kind of a heresy is that? I mean, we have a vote. We can vote yes or no. But in regards to the certifying the election, if we vote no, we get charged with the felony. I mean, we really need to wake up to the overreach of the state government and Maggie Toulouse Oliver and Hector Valderas. I believe the county should have a right at the table. You know, we should have representation, and if we want our elections audited by an outside audit, then we should be able to do that without the attacks that we've received as commissioners. I don't know about Commissioner Marquardt and Matherly, but I've received a lot of very nasty phone calls, a lot of really terrible emails. I can only imagine what our poor administration employees are getting right now, only because we stood up to them a little bit. And I'm so proud to have stood with you, Gerald and Vicki, on this. But my vote tonight is going to be no. And my vote to remain a no isn't based on any evidence. It's not based on any facts. It's only based on my gut feeling and my own intuition, and that's all I need to base my vote on the elections right there. I don't need to be threatened by the state of New Mexico. I don't need to be threatened by the Attorney General. And I think it's an absolute disgrace that they would threaten us criminally. So that's my piece in this. I still believe that our elections are fraudulent. I believe that we already have enough evidence to prove, to substantiate what the media keeps calling unsubstantiated. Well, we have substantiated it in Otero County, and we did so through a great vote through our commission board, through the valiant efforts of all those that went out and canvassed the vote, knocked on doors, and found out where there was ghost voters and missing voters. So that's my piece. I wish I was there with you guys. I hate that I have to say it over the phone, but I thank you for allowing me the time to be able to give it. But my vote's going to be no tonight, and I think we need to hold our ground.
Did you have anything else? No. RB, did you want to make any comments on any of this, or?
Only if you wanted me to make comments for the record. I'd sent you emails about my.
I just can only speak for myself, but I'd rather not. I mean, unless Vicki and Gerald want you to.
Yeah. I provide you advice via.
I'm sorry, Roy. I just every time we get this, it's all the threats that the state can make and the fines that the state can give us and the lawsuits that they can wage against us. And I guess if we need to hear it all over again, you can tell us in how much trouble we get in if we actually stood up to the state. But if everybody needs to hear your legal opinion and how we could get thrown in prison, go ahead.
Well, I'll tell them, because I've checked into this. We can get fined, we can get imprisoned, we can get removed from office, and then the governor replaces our seat. And so I feel like we can do the county more good remaining in our seats rather than giving them up and letting somebody else. And I don't want to let anybody down, because the support has been amazing, and I can't even tell you how much you guys have lifted me up. And to the people out there that have
Vicki,
felt,
I respect everything that you say, you know, and I mean, I respect you tremendously. I know who you are. I know you're a patriot. I know you love our country, and I respect your opinion too, you know. Just because I share mine strongly doesn't, I mean, you know, we're all entitled, you know.
well, if
And
we get,
I just want you to know I respect you very much.
well, I appreciate that. If we get removed from office, nobody's gonna be here fighting for the ranchers. And that's where our fight should be right now, is helping them. I feel like we've got a lot of work left to do, and we wanna keep fighting for you. I don't wanna let anybody down by voting to certify this, but we honestly don't have a choice. And I don't wanna have us removed from office because of this, and then being replaced. I mean, when I was elected, I had, I think, 60-something% of the vote. And I think Gerald this time got reelected about that same amount. So I don't think that's what the voters of Otero County want, is for us to get replaced. So,
Sure.
I mean, that's where I'm at. So that's why I feel like we have to vote to certify this. And another reason for that is because then the recounts can start. I know we have one district that needs to have a recount done. They can't do that until we go through this part of the process, and I don't want to hold that up. And like Gerald said, we don't want to have anybody not have their certificate so that they can be on the ballot in November. And that's also another thing that holds our feet to the fire. I wish it wasn't this way. I want to stay in the fight and try to change it. I've already talked to Bill Burt, Ron Griggs today. I've heard from Jim Townsend and Steve Kopelman up at New Mexico counties. And we're going to get a committee together of commissioners, clerks. Who else was coming?
Representatives from
Yes,
the
the
vendors.
state reps, and even from Dominion. And we're going to meet in either July or August, and they're going to have to answer some tough questions. So I feel like at least we're making some progress. We're not just hitting each other in the face right now. Maybe we can move forward with this. I think we need to seriously talk about some of these legislative laws that are going on. I mean, this one that I was talking about is like 358 pages. And this is getting so absurd. This is what they're doing to us now. These laws, they're so big and so long, nobody can read them. And there's so much trash in them. And nobody knows what they are until they pass. And then the next session, they have to go in there and add another 200 pages to clean up the mess that they passed the first time. And I think that's kind of how this ended up like this. So anyway, I mean, that's where I'm at. I don't want to let anybody down. I know there's a lot of people that want us to stand our ground, and I totally understand that. But I don't think that it's worth getting us removed from our seats in order to do that. And I hope that all of you will understand that and where we're at on this. So I thank you for that.
Absolutely, Vicki, and I'll tell you, it's very respected, and you're very respected. And you know what needs to go down on the record too is you were part of the canvassing board too. I mean, you went out and you actually knocked on doors and went out yourself. So it's not like you don't support this effort. We all know that you do, and you may be right. I mean, you may have a better opinion. I mean, you maybe have a better position than I do as far as the vote goes. But yeah.
And I agree with Commissioner Mark Ward on trying to get the representatives, the senators, all the clerks, as many commissioners, being that we do have a big stakeholder in this, that I found out, that we need to get together in a professional manner and figure out what's the best way to work this election. Everybody's ideas, everybody's questions, get it all on the table. And let the Dominion guy open up one of them boxes and show it to us.
They're happy to do so.
So that's...
No, absolutely, Gerald, and I think that, as I said, I think we've already proven our point right now. I mean, we've already exposed how terrified the state of New Mexico is and some of these election officials as far as audits go. So, I mean, I think that other counties are starting to kind of consider maybe looking more into their votes, and I hope that we do, because, again, as locally elected officials, this is where the voice of the people is first expressed, and we should have a voice whenever it comes to how our elections are conducted and how the votes are counted. I mean, it's just amazing that we don't, but this is a great start.
Take it to a vote.
Yep. All right, well, I'm going to make a motion for the approval to certify the canvass of the 2022 primary election. Can I get a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed?
Nay.
Okay, motion passes. All right, so now we need to come out of the canvassing board and we go back into the commission. All right, and we are adjourned. Thank you. No, we didn't have.
No, there's no public comment, you guys lost. You up here.
We haven't lost.